What's good, lunatics? Now, before you go freak out about the title, before you go all ape with the dislike button in the comment section, like,
I knew it. I knew you weren't really a Nintendo fan. I knew you were just doing it for the clout. You're such a phony. Dislike, unsub. I gotta go pee now.
it's not what you think it is. Listen, I lost my mind when they first revealed the Nintendo Switch back on October of 2016. What? No. I knew it was going to be the console that I always wanted, and I had a very strong feeling that it was going to be one of Nintendo's greatest consoles. At that time, I was a Nintendo brand ambassador. I was working directly with the company, and thanks to that, I was one of the first people to ever get hands-on time with the Nintendo Switch months before it ever released. I got to hold the Pro Controller and the Joy-Con. It was such a surreal time. It felt like this is not real. This can't be happening. It was the first time I ever met my boy Etika.
Yo, look what I ran into.
We were recording.
Check out the Switch. Yeah.
We about to get in there, baby. You know I had to be here for this one. I don't know. Don't stop me.
And I was also one of the first people online at Nintendo New York for the Nintendo Switch. I waited nearly 2 days in the freezing cold to be one of the first 30 people online to get the Nintendo Switch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Nintendo at its finest, bro.
Do you have a wristband for it?
You all need to recognize, bro. I'm telling you all.
You can't tell me that I wasn't passionate about this console. I even managed to rescue it from Etika and Gabe trying to steal it from me. Bang! Here it is, the Nintendo Switch, you guys.
Snatch. You can't trust a guy like me. Snatch.
What the yo? But I got the red and blue.
Hey, yo, give me that. Thank you, bro.
As a matter of fact, me waiting on that line for the Nintendo Switch, that wasn't even for my Nintendo Switch. That was for the Nintendo Switch that I was gonna give to my brother. I ended up getting him his own Nintendo Switch as well.
You got the Zelda already?
Yeah, I got this new Zelda.
How is that game?
Yo, check out what I got here though. Picked this up from GameStop. Actually for you, bro.
It's for me?
It's for you.
I don't understand. Oh no. No, you didn't get me something like this. Grandma, look at what he got me. He got me the video game system.
Oh, that's so nice. Is that the same one he got?
Yeah, the same one he has.
Oh, that's so nice. Because I wouldn't have got that for you.
I love my Switch. I can't even deny it. I've customized the thing. I've put in clear shells on it. I've given the Joy-Con D-pad before the Nintendo Switch Lite was ever introduced. I own every single Joy-Con color that's available to the public, every single official Pro Controller. I bought a bunch of useless Japanese accessories for it. And maybe I did trash Nintendo Switch Online. I hope Nintendo Switch Online gets a lot better, because right now, this joint is trash. Honestly, I think it deserves it. And I currently have over 200 games on the Nintendo Switch, from some of the most popular titles like Breath of the Wild to some of the most obscure titles like Thimbleweed Park. But that's the part that's coming to an end, that part. I'm quitting Nintendo Switch. Not quitting. It's the greatest console ever in my eyes, so I can't quit the Nintendo Switch. But currently, I'm done collecting for it. And that may sound crazy to some of you guys. I've said it numerous times on this channel that I want to have every single Nintendo Switch game. I don't care if it's the most obscure game or even like the crappiest games like WWE 2K18. I want it. But honestly, it's gotten to the point where publishers have made it way too hard to keep up with all of the releases. The popularity of the Switch has caused like a wave of physical games, and honestly, way more than I expected. I mean, listen, we all know that the physical game market is dying. People are moving over to digital. So in my head, it was like, oh, that's cool. There aren't gonna be as many physical games for the Nintendo Switch. Boy, was I wrong. It's been less than 3 years, and the Nintendo Switch currently has over 500 physical games. That's crazy. In comparison, the Nintendo 3DS, which was a relatively successful console, has only about 500 physical games. The Wii U, which of course was a failure, has only about 200 physical games. So I was assuming maybe we'll get like 700, 800, 900 games over the entire lifespan of the Switch. It's only been 2.5 years and there have been 500 games already. If we just do a little bit of extrapolating, in 7.5 years, they're gonna have over 1,500 100 games. And the reason we're getting so many of these games is because publishers know there is a strong market for people like me, collectors of physical games. They know that while we are a dying breed, we are a strong community of people who want to make sure that we have these physical versions of these games, that we have some type of record, some type of physical history of the game, so that 10, 20 years down the line, we don't have to worry about if their digital download store will still be up and we'll be able to download all of our old games, or do we have to hold on to our Switch forever, all those downloadable games onto those SD cards? We don't have to worry about that because we have these physical copies. And so they're taking advantage of that. So my question today to you guys is, are you a collector of Nintendo Switch games, or do you just buy the games that you like really, really want and that's about it? I want to know what kind of audience I have here. Do I have like the passionate collectors or the aspiring collectors, or do I have like the casual gamers? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. So not only are like the big companies making physical games, the Square Enixes and the Ubisofts and the Activisions and whatnot, but we got a dozen or so brand new out of the blue companies creating physical games, publishing games out here. Talking about companies like Limited Run Games, who've been doing it for a few years now. Super Rare Games, you got Red Art Games, you got Strictly Limited Games, you've got I Am 8-Bit, you've got Signature Editions, you've got Special Reserve Games. All of these companies just popping up and releasing like physical versions of like PC games on the Nintendo Switch. It's getting out of hand, people. Thankfully, I'm not like a completionist, and I just wanted like one version of each game available. But there are people out here, hardcore completionists, and have to have every cover, every artwork type that has ever been released for every specific game. Nowadays, you've got like exclusive Best Buy covers. You even have games that have like a only at GameStop label printed onto the actual box art until it's no longer exclusive at GameStop, and then it's available at Amazon. And so now you got a version that doesn't have the only at GameStop printed onto the actual box art. So you gotta purchase that one, right? That's a different box art. You gotta get it. And so now you're throwing down another however many dollars to pick up that alternate version of the same exact game just because it's got a different sleeve on it. Huh? It gets crazy. So I've just decided that I'm officially done. I'm done at trying to collect every Nintendo Switch physical game known to man. At least at this point in my life. I've decided that I'm gonna let all of this play out, and over the years, I'm just gonna buy the games that I really, truly want to have in my collection. But don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna have a ton of Switch games, but it's actually gonna be a library of Switch games that I actually, truly want to play. But yeah, in the meantime, I figured I'm gonna focus on collecting for the consoles that have already released all of the physical games that they're ever gonna officially release ever. I'm already like a third of the way through my Wii U collection. I wanna get started on like the GameCube, and I wanna continue to collect for the Super NES, and then eventually like I wanna go on to collect for like the N64 and the 3DS, and just build it up little by little instead of spending like full retail price on a bunch of games that I'll probably never play. Because honestly, the collecting part is just for like the fun of it, the fun of being able to say you have these many games. The chances of you actually playing through all of the games are pretty slim, pretty low. So it kind of just doesn't make sense to be spending full retail price for games that I'm never gonna play. So I'm actually selling off about 40 to 50 of my Nintendo Switch games that I know I'm not gonna play and that I feel like would be better served in somebody else's home. So if you wanna see the games I'm getting rid of, and if you possibly like wanna buy the games that I'm getting rid of, if you haven't used the Mercari app, that's where I'm selling my games. It's a fantastic app. I'll leave a link in the description below to my page. It's a lot easier to sell on here versus eBay. Things are a lot more clear and straightforward. You know how much money you're getting from your games. And if you sign up using the link, you get like a $10 coupon as well. It's a fantastic perk. It pretty much means like you can get a game for free easily. And then you can probably use the coupon on one of the games I'm selling if you like any of the games that I'm selling. If you don't like what I'm selling, there's plenty of people on there selling a bunch of stuff that you're probably gonna want. And it's a free $10. Like, why not? Jump on it. Huh? And pretty much I'm gonna use the money that I get from selling these games to start the collection that I'm proud of, you feel me? And maybe 6-7 years down the line, when all is said and done with the Nintendo Switch and they've released all the physical games they're ever gonna release for it, and we've moved on to the next big thing, maybe then I'll start like an epic hunt for all of the games that I missed out on. And honestly, it'll probably make for like way more interesting content too. This month I'm giving away a copy of the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy with game controller, all thanks to my homie Destiny Fomo. Shouts out to her. And all you have to do to enter for a chance to win is answer the question of the day in the comments below and head on over to tuanx.com and join the Lunatics. That's the only way to find out if you won and to claim your prize. Oh, and you also get a discount code so you can get one of these, cool little shirts and whatnot. Link is in the description below, and remember to stay crazy.